Welcome to Carrying the Torch, an igniting interview series with practitioners from the Global Human Movement Studies Network. Together, we're spreading a new perspective of radical physical education for the 21st century. Let's start today's interview. Hey, it's Rich from Hiddenbody in Amsterdam, and we're here in Padova. The weather is beautiful. We just did a deep dive, and we have a beautiful weekend ahead of us. Yesterday we went to the Lidl, which was also quite of an experience. When you do groceries with three people who are attending the human movement studies, you're always in for a surprise. Could you speak a little bit about our adventure yesterday?
About the adventure. Yeah, so I think arrived around 6:30 at our Airbnb, and then we wanted to get some food, but we had to be quick to get to the supermarket in a way. So we started walking, and then at some point we felt we needed to go a little bit faster, so we went for a sprint. Then the supermarket was closed, and then we went for the Lidl. Again, we went for a sprint. We made it at the Lidl, and then we packed our bags full with food and then drinks. And then right after, we were walking over a beautiful bridge, or actually the bridge was beautiful, but the sky was even more beautiful. And then we saw it was these train tracks, right? So we thought very old train tracks. While we were walking, we actually saw the train going over, so it was still in use. But then Rich said, shall we maybe take a look take a look over there and see what we can find. So we went with the three of us, so Andres, me, and Rich, and we just went into a little navigation. So just trying to see how we could get on top of the bridge, and if there was a way to maybe bridge the bridge, so go from one side to the other, right? So we went underneath and pushed some rocks aside, got a little bit dirty, and then we found right there in the middle a beautiful spot. We had to look at it and kind of check in with our head, heart, and gut, right? So really a little bit of a check-in, but quite quickly we decided to make this leap. So we made it to the other side, enjoyed the view as well, and then we had a beautiful silent walk back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been in this field, of course, for a long time already. Also, background as a dancer, as a professional performer, and now also a carrier of the torch within the human movement studies. And then going into these experiences with fellow students. Why is it so useful to go into these experiences, and why, in the first place, did you decide to begin with the human movement studies?
Yes, so I would say that, of course, we have like the beginning of the movement practice was for me after I finished my dance education. But then, of course, I was started to work together with you, Rich. And then when we had the school, we really felt that we, on one hand, we also wanted to stay students ourselves, so that we always feel that we are going through the same sensations, feelings, emotions as our students are going in, so that we can always have this true connection to the people that we are teaching. And then this opportunity arose, and we've had already Marcello over for 2 years, I guess, at that point. To give workshops, and we also really felt a tight connection to him. So I think from that point, when Marcello asked us to come to Padova and afterwards explained that he was setting up these studies, it was for us really, quite a moment of, yes, this is exactly what we're searching for. I think at the time we were also both searching for are we going to study just with Marcello, or at least for myself? I wanted to ask him actually to study with him, but then he came with this concept or these studies. So yeah, it popped up, and then we went into it. So I would say that there is a connection between Marcello and us, and in the way that he also brings the materials, brings his vibe, brings himself into the space, and that is something that inspires us, I would say. And then we have a school, so all the things that we are learning, we can directly apply into our school. So it's not just our own practice, but truly a practice that goes beyond into everybody else's practices at the school, but also how can we relate to new people coming in. So it's just all revolving around this. Yeah.
So relating to new people coming in, and I feel, or at least my experience is that this relational component in how we relate to each other, how we relate to the work we're doing, is a very powerful part of what the human movement studies stand for. For the viewers to relate a little bit more to you, what was the biggest obstacle for you in the past 2 years as a student and a practitioner? Maybe not just within the human movement studies, but just like the obstacle that you experienced most within your practice, and how did it shape the way you are teaching your students these days?
Well, I guess it always had to do already from a younger age. Like these things are popping up right now, like an insecurity. If I can truly teach, can I really share what I'm experiencing? And actually, the answer is yes. But it's just about sharing what you are experiencing and not sharing what other people tell you that they've maybe experienced. So. It is really this thing, and it's not one big moment. It's just threading throughout the 2 years, and it means also being critical at Marcello and what the other people are doing. And I notice I have still a lot to gain there, so I'm more the one who observes. But the beautiful thing is, or what I notice is that I always ask people in a class, I ask them a question, and then I'm also there really to hold the space, and I will also afterwards talk to them and make them feel very welcome, and also that they can just reply with anything. There's no yes or no, wrong or right. So I think that is something that I'm trying to teach my students at the same time as I'm learning it myself, to just speak your truth, ask your questions, don't feel stupid about it, because who really knows? So this is a very big thing, and I'm also really still in it.
Yeah. So speaking your truth and also feeling safe within an environment in which you can speak your truth and ask your questions. If I understand you correctly, that's the obstacle that you've experienced within yourself, but to also share that with the students, or at least to create a space in which the same process can become visible or accessible to them, where from initially feeling maybe a barrier to actually feeling that there's an open space for them to step into.
Exactly, because I really noticed that when there's a fear in like speaking, or a fear of that your thoughts are not right, it will really influence the way that you move, of course, because there's immediately this tension that gets into the body related to fear.
Yeah.
And to me, it's a big thing. So this is exactly the thing that I'm trying to take the pressure off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how would you connect this to a very practical embodied experience? So let's say someone is watching and they have very little experience within the field of movement, and this is something that you're trying to teach them. How would you expose them, or how would you give them that direct experience?
It could be in different ways. Like if it really depends, I would say, because if I encounter a group, for example, so maybe my question would be, is it the group, or is it one person in a group, or it doesn't really matter?
I would say one person for now.
So if there's one person in the group, then usually I find a touch point with the person. So it's also something that I feel like Rich and me, we really develop this touch point within a class, and it can be looking really at someone and maybe just giving a nod or something, but it can also truly be like a touch on the shoulder. And this is something that I really use a lot, because I've really noticed how people are responding to this in a positive way. So either I do this and they already relax, or they smile. So this is something that I do. And then another thing could also be that while they're working, I will just give a little point of feedback. And it will always be, how do you say it? A positive statement in a way. So it's not too ambiguous. So they don't know what to do with this feedback point. But I would really say I see you are trying to relax more than 1 minute back, because I saw that your shoulders were dropping, for example. So I can let them know that I can see tension evaporate. And even if it wasn't that evident yet for them, they're like, oh, but she could see that it was happening, and then maybe they can feel it as well.
Yeah.
So in that sense, yeah.
So really using the power of feedback to create a moment, a touch point, and then allowing people to actually have the experience of, hey, wait a second, it's safe, I'm okay, I can ask those questions.
Yeah.
And if you look at what it is that we are doing, And of course, we're promoting embodied experiences, radical physical education for the 21st century. What type of embodied experiences would you wish for people to have more of?
It keeps switching. Like I would usually say like to have more expression, but this is also like where I come from, my dance background in a way. But at this point of time, in time, it is just the embodied experience. So just doing. So whenever you feel stuck in your head, that you just start to do. So whatever that may be. So if anyone is doubting, then I would like to find out like what is it that triggers you into taking action. So where do you feel safe first, and then from there we can go in any direction. But I guess that welcoming open space is very important for me. So in that sense, there's not one thing to mention here. Yeah.
And what type of skills are you working on right now with students, for example, to give them these experiences?
Well, these experiences, I don't know, but we're working on the stot, for example, so the strengthening of the core and this elastic quality. And also because we're going to go more towards acrobatics later on, it has a nice connection to the hanging brachiation swinging that we're doing at the moment. I wouldn't say like this is a very interesting topic actually, because for a lot of people when they see the stud, it's like, whoa, amazing, crazy. But then when they try it, it can get quite frustrating if you don't get it immediately. So then definitely this process can start of, hey, you're doing a good job. I can see you're working in a nice direction. I don't know if this answers the question, but this is one of the skills that we're working on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And the reason why I'm asking this question specifically is because at least I think this is also a big challenge within our field, is that we have a specific language and we have a map of how we are trying to, you could say, or trying to navigate in the world, having our bodies as our primary vessel, or the primary tool. But then there's often also this translation gap. Right? There's someone who has never encountered movement, maybe has seen one handstand video on YouTube and a backflip, and then they step into your world and they ask you the question, but what do you do? So I think that it's always interesting to actually see, okay, how can we make things practical again? So to make things practical again, if there is anything you would want a new person stepping into the field of human movement to know or to learn first, what would that be?
I think in a way, attention. It's something that we've been working on, of course, a lot. And I think you've developed also a very nice feedback tool also in this, and something that I've developed alongside of you. And I've really noticed that it kind of starts with this attention, and then from this attention we can hear each other and then we can communicate. So that's truly the seed, I would say.
So Jori, thank you for carrying the torch. Looking forward to what all these yin and yang years will bring us. Was in the yin yang for just a few seconds. And also looking forward to how you will be developing your feedback and how you will be creating this space for people to feel that they are able to express themselves in a way that is meaningful for them. So thank you for being you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to Carrying the Torch. Together we're spreading a new perspective of radical physical education for the 21st century. Take what ignited you and pass it on.